Gentlemen, instead of feeling down and sad today, as most people in our society do, I'm celebrating the blessings of life. I'm pondering moments past, looking back at the lessons I've learned, accomplished and lived through, as well as spending time with my loved ones. As I reflected, I got an idea to make this video. I would like to share with the younger men reading the 5 lessons I've learned at the age of 30 that I wish I would have learned more sooner. Let's stop the preface and get right into it. 1. The pursuit of women is a waste of time. You should focus your attention on something else. Let me make it clear in the beginning that I'm not an anti-feminist. I'm not a problem with respectable, decent women. But, I do often would like the Prada-wearing winebags back at home could come over to Asia, in the country where I reside, to spend a few weeks there and observe what real women's problems are similar to. A man squatting on the subway to cool his nutbag after a long day of working isn't an issue. Being attacked by males in your household, or being denied a basic education, and having a significant likelihood that you will be sold to sexual slavery if you do not have a good education are all real concerns to consider. It is clear to anyone with experience that the vast majority of women available nowadays in Western nations are a waste of time and can eat away at your money, time, and energy, leaving you with nothing for it. This is the consequence of an entitlement mindset that is prevalent in our society, and has a particular impact on women, making them believe they have the right to act according to their own preferences simply because they're female and claim they are liberated and independent and free. Not realizing that rights are accompanied by responsibility, or that in order to gain the respect you want, you must behave in the manner that is worthy of it. When you're a man of a certain age, less than 30, the concept of sexual experience is likely to be quite new and unfamiliar to you. You've not been laid much until now, and you've likely been subjected continuous campaign of brainwashing from the time you were born, informing you that women are the key to happiness. You're Prince Charming and you have to meet Snow White to achieve happiness. According to the myths, what you'll discover that I'd like to have known earlier, it's absolute nonsense. There are women all over the world who would love to be an alpha provider's spouse and have a family of their own. However, you won't be able to connect with them until you are the type of man they're seeking. It's pretty easy to keep it to yourself until you're in the late 20s to the mid-30s and away from the cock carousel world that is nightclubs and bars. There is also an increased chance of meeting a decent, traditional lady outside of the West, where values that are traditional like gender roles, family and chastity still mean something. The only thing that is needed is that you succeed to become a man with value and integrity, and after which you will become strong. You'll then get the option of choosing women who want to be with you, rather than the other way around. The reverse is also true. Remember that you're the ruler of your personal kingdom, and the king does not hunt ordinary street urchins. He chooses the most moral women of his kingdom. Make yourself the most successful man you can be by focusing on your work as well as your strength and own development as a person, and then wait until you're 30 or more before you contemplate an actual relationship with any female. When you walk into the relationship with an open mind and take all the precautions to safeguard yourself. 2. Time passes faster than you could ever think of. If you aren't able to take it back, don't waste it. If you aren't able to get it replaced, don't throw away it. If there's something I'd change about my life to now, it's that I would be more cautious about what I do with my time. Time is the most precious resource on earth. It is a scarce resource that when used up, cannot be recovered. I gave far too much time to people who didn't deserve it, and in situations I shouldn't have been in during my late teens and early 20s. It was only when I decided that my time was valuable and when I started to be more careful how I spent it, or rather when I started to look at it as investing it, that my life started to change for the better. Learn as a child to take your time. If you don't, other people will not also. Sooner or later, you'll be older and your chance to do wonderful things while young and free to establish the foundations of success is coming to an end. It was helpful for me to cultivate what's called a deep mortifying remembrance of your imminent death, and instead of looking into the dark abyss, and embracing the fact that you're walking on worm food. What it will do is scare the crap out and cause you to consider that the time you're going to watch Simon Cowell judge the singing capability of someone you'll never meet, and will not be apprehensive in the event of your death from rectal cancer, could be better to be enjoying the sunset. Sipping a glass of good vino with someone who you cherish, for working towards an end-of-life project that can last for a long time, or doing something to help others and earns you a reward. 3. Money matters a lot. A lot of people say money can't buy happiness, and I agree. However, money matters a hell of a lot, and it is basically the key to everything in this world. It can buy you the best healthcare, allow you to travel to the best places, give you access to the best people in their respective fields, and most importantly give you some power and control over your own destiny. Money is the difference between a free man and a slave. Money is what offers you the option of new experiences, and therefore greater learning. It has the power of God in this world, whether you like the truth or not. Make sure you focus your attention while you're still young, on earning the most money you can. The rest will follow. Too many people wake up at 30 with nothing to show for the blast. That was their 20s and then end up playing catch-up all through their 30s and 40s. If they ever do manage to get out of the toxic wasteland of consumer debt they racked up while partying like tomorrow would never come, they will be the lucky minority. A lot of people spend the rest of their lives paying for the mistakes they made before the age of 30. Don't be one of them. 4. Strength and physical fitness is the most important factor to the confidence you seek. Many people under 30 suffer from severe confidence issues. You're too young to be a true expert at something and aren't really sure of what you're capable of in the various areas of your life. Other, more experienced men with some successes behind them can beat you at most things, and so you aren't really sure where you stand in the great hierarchy of life. What you lack, and therefore what you need, is confidence. The one thing that will give you an insane confidence boost that will transfer into other areas of your life is being a physical beast. The physical force and capacity to control yourself in an argument will force you to behave in a completely different way than the majority of men around the globe, which puts you in a great position over the other men. The confidence you gain will affect the way you conduct yourself in all situations. The people around you will notice when you are more confident and assertive. Women will be aware when you go into a pub with your head up and stare people in the eyes instead of gazing at your feet like the beta boy. Other men will know just by looking at the lean, shredded muscle causing your t-shirt to stretch at the seams that you might not be the kind of guy they want to test. People will move out of your way as you walk along the street, and you will experience what Arnold called the respect of size. A healthy body can lead to an unbeatable mind and frame. There is no way to be either without the other. They complement each other and create positive feedback loops. If you're looking to build confidence, work on your body and strength. The rest will follow. 5. People aren't nice. They are selfish and almost entirely focused on what will benefit them. The sooner you realize this hard truth, the better. People are selfish. My experience is that individuals will be able to do whatever is best to their own survival. This is in line with the nature's laws. They must do this the same, and you should too. I for one spent a lot of my late teens and early 20s trying to be a good, decent human being and thinking this strategy would get me ahead in life. Needless to say, it did not. I was used like a doormat by a series of Satan-spawned, psychotic cum guzzlers and basically robbed blind. I also earned the equivalent of Scooby snacks. We've all been there. Do you know what transpired as I turned into a sort of a dick? When I began saying, no, ruthlessly nexting gamesy, neurotic women, and began to see work as a way to benefit me and me alone, rather than being a nice and loyal slave. The shift was swift. I earned 15x my income when women began to smack me as I walked by on the street. I was able to find an attracti type 1 wanted, who held values I was able to trust and could provide me with children. And to top it all off, the best part, she didn't have a problem cooking me a home-cooked steak dinner when I got back from a long morning at the office. She is grateful for my efforts for our family and expresses her gratitude in her own manner. Sure, I pissed a lot of PEO, lost a few friends, but it was worth it. I became the man I would like to be. I became more assertive, domineering, and more self-centered. This led to me achieved everything I had always wanted in my own life. Before you start waxing lyrical about Mother Teresa types and the unselfish saints of the world, consider that Mother T did what she did to be in heaven. It was a kind of selfishness, however. This was an uplifting kind of selfishness that also helped others. It's precisely what I'm trying to promote here. Do not try to please others. Be yourself and people will be more enthused and appreciate you more for it. I close by asking you a question. What would you like to know that you'd learned earlier? What advice would older men in the reading community give younger guys? What advice would guys with more experience in life, in their 40s, 50s, and beyond have to say?